More money, more problems. How Biggie said you was my kin. Apple bottom beneath it, sorta like the way in Q-tips. She the coast of my drip, made me a player, young and trippin'. Never had a bad bitch, became your favorite. I was strictly yours. A model vixen, you was sticking tall. Body scissor went under the scissor fall. In the industry, will they all the devil selling? Credit scams are fraud into the Lord catch you. They gave us cards. Our pops was fucking off the Holy Spirits and unexpectedly made us a star.
What up, Live? Enjoy the show.
Difference between me and you think you should have it and I deserve it. Well, I know the past and I'm in the lab working. Never spoke to God in the hood, this bad service, but I guess I got bars cause he's sending them for certain. Swank said, got critics questioning what lane he in. I'm just turning crowds in the stadium, still time my new shit, getting too lit. Illuminati with my soul and body, but the load is solid, oh Jehovah got me. Friends folded like some origami, peers jealous of my aura probably. True shit, got me some negative muses. Some people I love with opinions about everyone been spin shit wacky when the ones that you get a word for, got no words for you. That's the world for you, just life lessons. Missteps turn to one night or 0.5 seconds to a life sentence. Teen life lost for a light ticket. CB, watch your wife family saying must be nice like Light Jennings. Had a nigga crushing on white women. We was brought up saying no pops, talk get more guap, never white bitches. Twist the religion, we serve God during the sunrise, spend nights and niggas and bitches. Chicken is never ending, a split that it never finish. Spirits forever spilling. Perky prescriptions and serve. I'm swerving, serving a smurder before I get it. My words and who's in the mirror are polar opposites. The streets taught me how cold my heart could get.
So first off, again, I want to talk about like the beginning. So I want to talk about your name because your name is very unique and you've been known as Dyme-A-Duzin for like a long time now. So I just want to know, like, how did you come up with this name? And when people hear that name today, what do you hope they think of?
Well, back in the day, I came up with my name through church. I was actually mentored by a gospel rapper named Q the Prophet.
Okay.
And he was one of my first times being exposed to live performance. Because a rap live performance, because in church you see the choirs and you got people doing solos and things like that, which also moved me. My mom was in a gospel group growing up, so I saw her and I was inspired by that as well. But this gospel rapper Q the Prophet really just showed me how to move a crowd, and how his words alone could just affect people, and it affected me. And I kind of came to him on some like, yo, could you teach me how to rap? I kind of like what you did there. And he mentored me, and that was a name that he kind of came up with. At first it was Dyme-A-Duzin, and I never asked him why. I kind of just, but as I grew older, and I never actually asked him why either, but I kind of came up with my own explanation, and it's kind of like selfless. It's kind of like Dyme-A-Duzin. They say rappers come a dime a dozen. So me, myself, I am just a man being a vessel that is being used as a vessel. And, my blessings are through him, and my talent and my skills are, kind of set up to be, from this vessel. So it's kind of like a selfless name, like Dyme-A-Duzin. I'm just a human, and his gifts, it brings me through. It brings the gift. His gifts kind of shine through me, basically.
Right. So do you think, it doesn't sound like you initially had that definition of what the name is. So you think that like that transitioned for you, like over time, over the years, the representation of the name changed?
Yeah, because at first I was like 10, 11 when I first got it, not even knowing like what Dyme-A-Duzin meant for real. And I remember being in a rehearsal. My mom had a gospel group rehearsal, and one of her bandmates was like, yeah, I heard your son's name is Dyme-A-Duzin. Do you know that means like, every day and like cheap, like normal to find, easy to find? And that stood out to me. But then I looked at it like, yo, everything happens for a reason. And I've always been, well, growing up, I grew into a person that just very much relying on just spirituality, very much, running to God, praying every day, just on some like, yo, if this is my path, make it right for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I kind of grew into it. So I don't know if he gave it to me and wanted me to define it later in life, but it kind of just ended up like that, just that what it means to me. And also means like it's just a diamond in the rough almost. It's kind of like Yeah, instead of Dyme-A-Duzin, I got people that call me Diamond, so I also look at it like that, like, diamond in the rough, instead of like somebody that's, and I strive to be standout. That's one thing I always said, like, when coming up, when people ask me about the name, it's like, people say rappers come a Dyme-A-Duzin, but I strive to be a standout. But at this point, it's just like, I stand out because of my blessings, and I can't take credit for that.
Right. So it sounds like you came from the church background, and you basically you have like a musical family.
Yes. Hey, yeah, musical. Yeah, my grandmother was the background singer for the Isley Brothers,
Okay.
and
Not Mr.
yes, and she,
Big.
Mr. Biggs for sure, and yeah, T-Neck Records. She was on T-Neck Records. That was like their label back in the day. It might still exist. And yeah, my
Nice.
mom was she was in a gospel group called Risen. So
Okay.
back then, yeah, she was, an influence of mine. So just very much soulful gospel rap background and upbringing. Yeah.
Right. Beyond like the, coming from the musical family, the beyond the talent, what do you think you inherited from them? Because you clearly got the musical gene, but beyond that, do you think there's anything else you inherited from them?
Beyond the musical gene. Maybe their resilience,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like, I'm in process of kind of like writing a book right now, and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of breaking down the way I've been able to have situations kind of collapse and kind of left to pick up the pieces, but being able to pick up the pieces. So my mom was a single mom. Her mom was a single mom. My mom's mom was,
Mm-hmm.
uh, like I said, she was a part of the Ozzy Brothers background singer. So, and she was just raising my mom on some single mom shit. Like,
Right.
so much, resilience, like so much, like, and I don't know my father like that. Like my dad, he was in jail growing up. So those two women, my grandmother and mom, just showed me just how to keep going.
Right. Hmm.
Yeah, it
And
gets deep, but it's
yeah, that's a great thing to pass on, because like you've been through a lot of different chapters in the industry,
oh yeah,
and to be able to still put your head down and keep going, that comes from them. So
oh yeah.
it's showing. So it is like at this stage of your life and your career, what exactly keeps you going, keeps you creating? What makes you want to put out a new album or write a book that you just mentioned?
Just everyday inspiration. Just like I
Mhm.
have people that still tapped in, like people that still listen to my music and tell me how much songs affect them and
Mhm.
how much they still want to see me live. So, I'm not necessarily tapped into the industry aspect of things. I'm not out there shopping for a deal and things that I've done like in the past. I'm kind of out here just actively creating and making dope music, making dope hip hop, respecting the craft, respecting lyricism, musicality, giving New York somebody to look at and say, oh, this dude is still going hard musically. He's putting the music first. And, because we live in the era of gossip, the era of clickbait, 30-second videos, running everything. So it's like I'm taking my time and making the music important. Like even with this project, like it's reflecting the way I grew up, and then
Mhm.
getting deeper into real life topics within
Right.
music. It's not
Mhm.
like just some gimmick. It's kind of like it's I'm giving you nostalgia, but at the same time it's
Mhm.
bringing you in, and we can have a real talk once you see something that you're familiar with. What they say,
Right.
the medicine in the candy. What they said.
Mhm. Yeah.
Right.
And I want to get to that a little later, of course, because I like what it is that I've seen so far, what it is that you're trying to, put down with this new project. But before we move on, I wanted to ask you, what was the moment you realized music wasn't just something you enjoyed? Was it your mentor from church who you probably wanted to be like a little? Was that the moment for you, or was it something else?
I mean, music has always been important. Like, I said,
Mhm.
the soulful background. My mom,
Mhm.
coming up with my mom, growing up, hearing soulful music in the background, well, in the living room, in the
Mhm.
kitchen, like, the OJs, things like, coming up, I love music. Michael Jackson, especially. I have like this vivid memory of seeing Michael Jackson wanting to do music, but not having
Mhm.
like any ideas on how to make a song. So all that
Mhm.
played in my head was like the Billie Jean, and I'm like, like, what can I create? Like, I'm so small, by like 6 or something like that. I'm like, okay, how could
Mhm.
I, So back then I had like an interest in it. So, and now my favorite thing to do is kind of
Mhm.
bring
Where are you
my
exactly
visions to
from?
life. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Crown Heights.
Okay, because I wasn't. I kind of had an idea, but I wasn't exactly sure, and I didn't want to
Oh, really?
assume. But being from
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn,
Mm-hmm.
Crown Heights, Crown Fry,
Crown Fried.
right? Okay, it just clicked. It just clicked. But looking back, like where you are from, do you think like your environment isn't responsible for like who you became as an artist outside of like the church and stuff?
Oh yeah, I feel like we
Mhm.
all have influence from our environments, especially from the
Yeah.
people around us, especially the activities we get into.
Hmm.
Growing up, I was very like I was sheltered, like I was in the church,
Okay.
but it was shootouts outside of the church, and
Right.
it was like
The church be
we
smack dab
had
in the
to
middle of it sometimes.
right. Exactly.
That's crazy because
So
you say that because it just reminded me of not to make this about myself, but I remember I'm from Paterson, New Jersey, so grew up there all my life. I'm in Georgia now for like the last 3 years, but born and raised in Paterson, and I literally remember where I used to live, 43 Garfield Ave. There was a church literally across the street, and I remember waking up one night and there was literally a shootout. So that just reminded me of that moment when I was a kid, and it's just like, I'm not gonna do this in front of the church.
Right, and then you gotta think about it, like the church is there for a reason. It's like people from the hood coming into the church, trying to find an escape, trying to find some type of salvation, trying to, forgiveness, repentance. So it's like these are the people of the neighborhood in the church. So you might run into a problem in the church. You might scrap in the
Come
church.
as you are,
So they of the neighborhood. So so it's all around. So the influence of the church is the hood. Because it's hood people that run it, it's hood people that members. It's like
so let's talk about you, a solo artist, and the what would you call it, a band, a collective?
It's a band. It was a band.
Okay, so
play instruments for sure.
Which one would you say taught you more about yourself, being in a band or being a solo artist?
Well, I would say being in a band helped me get my performance chops up.
First of all, Phony people, right?
Phony people, Phony people. I was the lead singer of that band for like 5 years. We kind of started from me kind of having the idea of having a mixtape and having a live band play my live shows, and then from rehearsals we kind of just clicked like, oh nah, this is like it's like a band thing. And like NERD, Pharrell, his band back then was a thing that I was inspired by, and I was like, yo, this is like kind of like my nerd. Like we could do something. And we just built music and came up with our own ideas, got our own situations, toured. So like it was like a passion project for me that ended up just taking off and like becoming its own thing. Dyme-A-Duzin, I've been an artist since I was 11. So being on YouTube, I was doing my thing at the same time as Phony people thing. So I was kind of juggling both at one point. Yeah.
Are y'all still close?
No, I haven't seen any of them in a little while. We did have a reunion show in like 2017 because like we ended up breaking up, or we didn't break up. They kind of let me go at a point because I had like my deal, and it was like people in their ear telling them like, yo, Dyme would probably be better as a solo artist. You guys could keep doing it like normal industry, take advantage of a hood nigga shit, So
crazy. So do you think? But go ahead.
Yeah, and that affected our relationship. I do feel like because I don't really even talk to them no more. Yeah.
So I guess that taught you something about brotherhood.
Yeah. Because I didn't grow up with brothers. I got 3 sisters. I got like a half sister that I don't know that well, but my 2 sisters, I got 2 sisters I grew up with in Crown Heights, Brittany and Mika. So it's like I knew about that. I was raised by 3 women really, and I didn't have no brothers. A step brother and a stepfather. At a brief point, mom got remarried, but then she got divorced. So things like that. So yeah, that taught me brotherhood and showed me what I thought was brotherhood wasn't.
So would you say that's like one of the hardest lessons you've learned about loyalty in the industry?
Yeah. Because imagine like having a brotherhood dynamic for the first time and feeling like, what a brother is supposed to be is like you feel like you've seen that already. Like, or like I didn't never have it for real, so I feel like maybe I seen it on TV, like in movies, like brotherhood, but real type brotherhood is like. So I'm expecting like the dudes that I've been spending summers in the heat, practicing, rehearsing, touring across the country with is those are my guys. Like I saw on TV, but so the lesson was like, nah, niggas are about themselves. And even with that, like you can get into something like that within your personal relationship that is caused by the business, and then now your personal relationships are fucked up. It's like, that makes you think like, was we really even cool? Like I'm thinking you my brother, but you letting industry shit make us not even cool anymore.
Right. Yeah, like you would think if we're that cool, like you my bro, if someone presented you some BS, you would run it by me and let me know, so I'm not like in the dark.
Right. Or even if we're like talking about some industry shit, like cause even with the band, like okay, yo, we gotta let you go, but you can always pull up on us. We're cool. Like, yo, if you ever need something, like all that bullshit. But then it's like, really? Y'all really gonna hit me up? Y'all really gonna be chilling after y'all niggas kick me out the band? It's like, what?
Yeah, no, I don't work like that. Like, why would
and
I be
tried.
Me not even
knowing how brotherhood work like that. I tried. I was just like, okay, well, they're the bros. They're making a business move, and maybe we're still cool. But nigga, energy don't lie.
Yeah, no, it don't at all.
Right.
Staying on, brotherhood and friendship. Capital STEEZ, Joey. Yeah, we're gonna go there. What actually originally connected you with Capital STEEZ? Because I'm assuming you knew him first.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What originally connected y'all together?
In my school, Edward R. Murrow, my high school, back in like maybe 2010, 11, around the times, I was like a badass kid recording in the hallways, freestyling in the hallways, making full music videos, cutting class. So
not to cut you off, but literally the other day, I got recommended your video. I hate school. I think that's what it was called. And
I hate high school.
I hate high school, and I was cracking up.
Capital STEEZ was in that. He was actually in that too. So yeah, like videos like that. Yeah, we was cutting class. Well, I was cutting class, just filming that whole thing, editing it at home. So yeah, Capital STEEZ kind of saw me as that guy when he was coming into the school, as that guy, the upperclassman that has been running around the school doing his entertainment thing. So from there,
he wanted in on that.
Yeah, he was inspired. So he was on some shit like, yo, he hit me up on some shit like, yo, everybody deserves a chance, bro. Like you should like listen to my shit. And I don't think he even rapped out loud at the time. Like he wasn't very boisterous about his skills. He was kind of just preserved. And he began to like sit next to me and kind of like during lunch, and we had optas and Ebro was like free period where our fucking yuppie asses would fucking sit on the floor in the hallways and just be like, yo, check out this rhyme, check out, you know. So I remember one time he just he was on some shit like, yo, what's this rap? You're writing a rap. Like, let me counter your rap. I was writing to an MF Doom beat. It was a beat called Monkey Suit. And I'm like, equiparation hormones to make your hormone. More tricks to give her tummy ache and sore bones. Like, he was crazy ass little kids. And he was like, yo, let me counter that shit. I'm like, oh, yeah, write the second verse. So, like, that's how we started writing together. And then, like, he ended up saying it out loud in the cipher. And then he built his chops up. So he kind of just saw me, like, he was on some other study shit, on some shit like, yo, I bet, like, you doing this? All right, let me. And then he was already advanced already, but he just needed, like, an outlet, you know? So I kind of, like, got him started a little bit and then lit that flame. And he took it from there. And he ended up inspiring me, you know? So this is a wise soul, very spiritual. Just opened my eyes to more spiritual things, especially before he passed. Just put me on so many, terms and things that I looked up and, just became a stronger person because of the knowledge. So I appreciate him. Rest in peace, Capital STEEZ.
That's pretty dope because it takes me back what you were saying originally about how you got started and your mentor in church and that transitioned into you being that for him essentially and getting him started. So that's pretty cool that it came full circle in a way. You what would you say, like, how should I put this? Is there a lesson that you think STEEZ left with you that you still carry to this day?
A lesson that STEEZ gave me that I carry to this day. I could just say, like, all around just spirit science. Like, okay, we talked about Christianity, but when he came around with the crystals and the flower of life and astral projection and made me look into that a little more, just open my eyes to other spirituality. But most importantly, rest his soul, he taught me that don't get in too deep. I don't know if he had the foundation of the church. That's one thing about, learning these new paths of life and getting to know people's different religions growing up. Certain people might convert. Some people, like, I look at it like, I'm still very much, I honor God and I'm grateful for my life. And I'm always say, yo, thank you, Jesus. I'm always say that. But seeing other people's outlooks, on life. And I remember one time he told me he was so deep into his spirituality that he felt like the devil himself. And that never left me. He was like, at one point, he was so deep into his studies that it made him feel like the devil.
He was knocking, he reached the door that not a lot of people get that far into, basically.
So, he kind of taught me to be aware of certain things. 'Cause, like, he kind of felt like a free spirit, kind of diving into that thing alone. Like, where was his spirit guide, and I learned not to get too deep unless I'm have someone near me that is as spiritual or that's gonna be on something like, yo, I got you. Like, I'm gonna tell you the things that you need to hear before you dive into these things, because I wouldn't want you to go down the path that's, like, out of my mind. I'm gonna keep saying that foundation is important, especially, like, as a tourist, especially as someone that's brought up in church, brought up by my mother. It's like, yo, stay grounded, know who your people are. Keep your head on your shoulders. Like, don't get into no crazy drugs, no be fucking too many psychedelics, just like cocaine. No, let's keep our minds on the head. Let's keep our minds and let's stay wise.
Right. You think when people look back at that era, that time, it was an important time and a shift in a different sound of, like, hip hop. And they often think about you, STEEZ, Joey as being connected in some way. Looking back now, what did that period of your life mean to you personally, if it meant anything at all?
Well, there's different periods even with STEEZ. So it was like the YouTube era when we was, like, doing YouTube ciphers and things like that, and then it was the Warner Brothers signing era, the Pro Era. That's kind of like when we link back up as adults. That was more of like the spiritual talks that happened. Before he passed. When we did Swing Sinatra in 2012. Those were like the ending moments that kind of defined our relationship. So which times are you saying, younger or like?
I guess in the middle or towards the end, because it obviously came to an end. And I think, like, my follow-up question would be, like, because race relationships evolved, and especially in the business, and, like, how do you see things standing between you and Joey today?
Well, I haven't seen Joey in a minute. I feel like the last time I saw him was on the Wu-Tang set. We did the Wu-Tang American Saga on Hulu together. And from his energy that day, because I like to read energy. I don't like to read, like, kind of what people say online, because some people just do things for a look, and I'm very aware that he does things for a look a lot of the time. And his energy felt like embarrassed, like, or like sorry, because it's like going back to STEEZ. If STEEZ was looking up to me, Joey was looking up to STEEZ at the time.
Got you.
Right. So that's really our dynamic. Like, Dyme being the rapper in the school, STEEZ being someone that's actively chopping it up with me, and Joey seeing us both on some shit like, yo, this nigga is nice. Even on some shit like, yo, he would tell me on some shit like, yo, check my shit out. Like, I fuck with y'all. And then now he has an interview out on some shit like, yo, Dyme-A-Duzin inspire me. He was doing YouTube shit. Him and STEEZ, they doing a YouTube thing, and it made me create a YouTube. And then they would notice me out in public and be like, yo, notice me out in the school. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the kid that. So he knows that, but I don't know what his problem is now, because I haven't been able to talk to him. It's kind of
I was gonna ask, like, is there, like, an underlying issue between y'all? Because obviously Joey feels some type of way, even though if he probably pretends like to make it appear like he don't have an issue. But I personally know you have an issue, or you don't care. Basically, you don't care for him. Like, what is the underlying issue? Like, can a conversation be had between y'all? Because y'all did share. Y'all have a place in history that's etched in stone that can never, be changed. And y'all were connected to this one individual who, unfortunately, is no longer here.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I would have to really like talk to him about it. Interestingly enough, when he gave me that shout out, because I've always been competitive. It don't matter. Like, we're artists, bro. This is hip hop, and I'm still be competitive.
Right.
Especially if someone's coming out saying, "Hey, yo, I'm this for New York. I'm representing." Like, I am too, and I've been doing it. When a lot of people are quiet, I've been doing it. So it's like, I don't really know what his true issue is, but like I was saying, interestingly enough, when he posted, well, it was a podcast. There was a clip on the podcast of him saying, "Yeah, Dyme-A-Duzin inspired me." He was talking Smoke This. It was Smoke This's podcast. I don't even know they do it anymore. But he was like, "Yo, I didn't." Smoke This was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even know." So the thing about it is, like, Joey knows the history. He knows who inspired him. But then when I posted the clip, he was in the comments saying, "Yo, I still need my fade though." I'm like, "All right," and I sent him my address. But I didn't get any response. So it's like, bro, why are you doing that? Don't do that. It's like, first of all, I don't know why you so angry and why it's very bipolar to shout me out and then ask for a fight in public. Because if you really want to fight, you could have, bro, where you at? But it's just like, at the same time, it's like, what's the real issue? Like, it's guys in this industry that just act so like elitist. Like, they get into a position and then they try, bro, we from the same place. You see me, and then it's always been a thing like, yo, bro, I don't have to work with you. Our affiliation after STEEZ passed, like, I've always been on some shit like, all right, I don't got a real connection with you, Joey, but like, because of STEEZ, I'll keep it cordial with you. Like, we can do tributes, like, however we want to do it. Like, but I want to make sure his name is alive. And his thing has always been, oh, you don't really have enough promotion to work with me. That's what he told me one time. He said, you don't have enough promotion, so it doesn't really make sense for us to like associate or work together. You have the skill, but you don't have the promotion. Coming from someone who mentored his mentor.
Yeah, that's a terrible way to look at it. Like, if that's what he said, that's a terrible way to look at it. Especially if it's about keeping STEEZ's, legacy alive. Who gives a fuck about who has motion and who don't have enough motion?
And this is in the past. This is like recently after the STEEZ passed. This is like 2014. So this is like, yo, I'm on Warner still, and things like that. And he just passed, and Brooklyn Hip Hop Festival was coming up, and I was like, yo, it'd be cool, we did some Sinatra on some rest in peace STEEZ shit. And then he was like, yeah, let me get back to you on that. And then he came back like a day later and was like, oh no, it's not gonna work. And I'm like, okay. And then he told me after that, it don't make no sense for us to work. He did like on some shit like throw me on the STEEZ Day Festival, the first annual. So that was cool. But then it's like, it's never been like no man-to-man talk because he's not showing that respect. And if you don't, like, you show half respect, it's like props, but like fake respect. So it was like shade a little bit. What that way Lupe said, sexy smoke? It's real sexy smoke. It's like, okay, what's that? Because we can talk about it. But then it's like, okay, we're not going to talk off the timeline because I'm not going to message you about it. I'm just going to address things online so that my fans can see that I have a problem with you. Gain this whole perspective of Dyme is a hater or Dyme is just trying to do this. Dyme is trying to start something up so that he can have a rollout and me and him can be the beef. When it's like, we can get on the phone and squash this and be fine. Right. But then you come out and come at Kendrick and then I'm not supposed to be like, aren't you doing what you said I just did?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little hypocritical.
It's very hypocritical.
Wow. That's, to be honest, like, I hear you, and I can't lie. It's unfortunate that this is what it comes to, but I do appreciate the fact that you aren't, shying away from it, and you are willing to let your fans know, like, listen, this is what it is. And I guess if he doesn't want to put whatever it is that he has against you to the side and have a conversation, at least on STEEZ's behalf, then it just is what it is at this point, right?
It is what it is, but I still got questions.
Something
needs to be resolved because even with this whole Daylyt situation, let's go back. Let's back like a year, okay? Boom, because last year, homie popped out and said, "Yo, Ruler's back." Daylyt popped out and was like, "Yeah, warning shot. High you." So Daylyt hits me up. Daylyt hits me up on some shit like, "Yo, Dom, you want to do the High You remix?" Because I know Joey's, he's gonna come back at me because I made some, like, everybody was coming at Joey on some this shit. So he's like, "Yo, you want to jump in this High You remix?" I feel like that'd be fire if the nigga that he's supposed to be having like a lyrical competition with, fight for New York. I bring this nigga out. I was like, "Oh yeah, that'd be cool." Wrote my verse in like one day, smoked it. Daylight's like, "Oh shit, y'all, this shit crazy," So he's like, "Yeah, I'm keeping it in the tuck." In his words, he's like, "Yeah, Punch said that we should keep it on the tuck. Keep it on the low for now. We on some wartime." And me, like, I see the beef going on. I see people making their responses. I'm just like, y'all niggas don't even got nothing to talk about for real. People hit me up asking if I'm gonna defend New York too. Like, "Oh, niggas is dissing Joey. Yo, Dom, where you at? Yo, you need to jump out for Joe." I'm like, all right, but I need some things answered when I jump out. So I was really throwing myself in the middle of it a little bit. Like, people look at it like, "Oh, you straight coming at Joey." It's kind of like, "Oh nah, Joey, I'm questioning why your motives right now, bro. Like, because you pop out, or when I pop out on some competitive shit, like, yo, I'm coming to take New York. You'll sit there and be like, "Oh, nah, this nigga trying to clout chase off me, da-da-da." But then you pop out on Kendrick, and like, what are you trying to do? You trying to jump into a spot, the number one spot, after being off. So I made that point in the rap, and I took shots at the West Coast too. I was like, "Yo, give me a reason to squeeze at either coast." Like, I'm in the middle, arm stretched with two pistols, beams on them both. So like, I was just rapping. Like, this is competition, this is lyricism, and they were like, yo, Punch. Punch was like, Daylyt was telling me that Punch, that keep it on the top. I was like, damn, you got me feeling like Scissor, like, nigga. I said it too. And Daylyt was like, nah, take that down, take that. I said it's funny because I said it in my close friends. And Daylyt was like, oh, nah, don't say that. I'm like, damn, y'all niggas, like, what's the hierarchy over there? Like, why is niggas scared to even say things? Like, and I'm joking, it's like, and it's my close friends, I'm not even letting niggas know it's out. So that was weird, first of all. Okay, so boom. More records start coming out, boom. All right, Daylyt, yeah, you want to shoot a video for this shit? Because, like, at some point, we gonna drop that shit. All right, yeah, I'm ready. All right, boom. I'm gonna hire one of my videographers. So Daylyt got me in New York shooting a high U video. Spent my shit to the dime, styled up, whatever. All right, cool. Send him the video. Days going past, I think the Red Bull Cypher dropped, Joey still dissing dudes, and now like Daylyt and him are fully in it, like back and forth. He's saying names and tracks dropping day and day. I'm like, yo, let's go. Like I feel like that'll add something cool into the battle. That'll make something more of a conversation because nobody's saying nothing to Joey that it's not no substance. There's nothing like. Our battle is the battle that needs to happen. Because we got things to say.
You got bigger fish to fry.
Right. That's the whole point, And I thought Daylyt knew that when he's just like on some shit like, yeah, I got the video, I got it. Yeah, but we gonna wait. We gonna wait till the right time. Next time he drop, he gonna drop right after. So he's like feeding me like, and I always respected him. He was on some shit like, yeah, bro, like, yeah, nah, we ain't gonna go with that shit no more. Like, because eventually he dropped a song where he's like shouting all of us out, saying rest in peace, Capital STEEZ, and like, Dom, he was the prime contender back in the day. You should watch the video. So Daylyt admitted that he was a fan of me back in the day on a song. So I'm like, whoa, this is a head bust. Much love, bro, but like, what's going on? Like,
yeah, like we got something here.
And then Joey drops fucking My Town with Loaded Lux, the nigga that's looking for the battle from you.
Looking for you, right? Like that could have been this in your pocket could have been the nail in the coffin, but you let him get a nail in the coffin on you.
And then didn't talk to me about it at all. Straight egged me about it. And I'm like, yo, what's up? No response. Like, what's that? What is that? And then it makes me believe, like, all right, maybe Joey's breaking shit down to some niggas like, yeah, bro, don't fuck with this nigga. He does this, da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, all right, what's up? Somebody say something. Because you acting like Joey now. You feel me? It's like, what? I don't got enough promotion?
That's what niggas be leaning on, unfortunately.
But that whole situation got shut down. And like you said, it could have been a nail in the coffin. If the niggas that understood it, or niggas that didn't understand it, they could have got up to date, like, they like pulled that move, and we had the video too. And then nobody responds to that. It's like, nah, don't fucking play with me, bro. Now y'all playing, because it's like, I don't know how y'all move over there, but no, bro, speak up. Respect. You feel me? Like, I ain't got no problem with niggas, but like, that's rude, my nigga. That's rude, and that could get me pissed off. And like I said, I'm competitive, and I don't want to do that to niggas that I fuck with.
Yeah.
Because like, y'all trying to play me now.
Right. Because what was the point of having you?
It's like, and later verse
video.
Get buy shit, get styled for the video. You feel me? At least niggas could be like, yeah, you feel me? Like, yeah, nah, we ain't gonna do this one. Like, but we could do this. Or something, It would just cut off after that. So imagine me seeing Daylyt and fucking Joey Bada talking on the timeline like shit is cool.
Yeah, because that's what it ended up seeming like. And I don't even know if Vaughn was on it the way that they were on it. So
shout out to Vaughn. And I mean, people look at that like that was the real battle. I even see, yo, Monie, you are the rawest, bro. I can't even say you are the most raw. You give it up so funky, bro. Like,
I try to be myself.
You do not hold back for nothing. Like, you was like, yo, Daylyt, nigga, move. Like,
yeah, like, get out the way. And now that I know what he had in the tuck, I'm low-key pissed off. I'm low-key hot. Because if like you said, that situation, although it was enjoyable, we laughed, we kiki, we were waiting to see who was gonna come next. And even with all of that, like, it just felt like a clout chasing situation, and then eventually it felt like, oh, this was like a plan set up by Todd from Daylyt and Joey. I don't personally think Ray Vaughn knew that this was a plan set up by Todd, but that's what it was starting to look like. And it's like, if we could have had that situation where you two finally, addressing what's what, I think it definitely could have been beneficial for both parties. And people who grew up on y'all, who enjoyed that era, that time period, they could have actually got closure too.
Right, like, yo, what's up? Why y'all? What's up? What's that? Because the Elitist shit is done. The Elitist shit is done. Niggas is black. We all entertainers. Niggas been on the same movie sets. Niggas could be broke today, rich tomorrow. However, niggas is out here.
Niggas can afford to be elitist. Not to cut you off, Dyme right now, but niggas can afford to be elitist right now. Yes, you guys are in the same situation. The only thing he got up on you is that he started in a few 50 Cent shows. His music isn't moving the way it should be moving. He wasn't able to capitalize off of the opportunity. I call it his control moment, but he didn't. He dropped the ball. So it's like, you don't have the space to be elitist, and that's no shade to Joey at all. It's just the truth.
It's not. It's the truth. And like, as black people, bro, it's like, fuck that. You feel me? It's not even on some shit like, yo, I want to see you fail, my nigga. It's like, yo, we built off this shit. This is our art. Like, I love, as much as niggas, like, you broke down the culture united yesterday. I seen Reed, but talking about this shit, like, I understand, like, niggas kind of baby, not babying Lupe, but kid gloves. But it's like, you feel me? I'm trying to give it up raw. You feel me? I'm not trying to even like play with niggas. Like, it's too much of that. You
And
feel
it's
me?
not
And I
even
feel
on
like
disrespect shit either.
it's not.
It's
It's not. That's
honesty.
exactly what I'm saying. Just honesty. I don't want to be on no fuck shit. It's like it's real. Like I look at this community as a big ass family. You know, motherfuckers might not talk to each other. Might be beefing with your cousin. You feel me? But it's like we're all a big ass family. Especially I look at it because like I'm birthed from this app. You feel me? I'm birthed from YouTube. You know, like I started 2006, and people, you know, like Asian people, like fucking Timothy De La Ghetto in traffic, fucking put me in front of their crowds and give me thousands of views. Like niggas like that. You feel me? So it's like as a black person on this app and in this space and entertainment, nigga, understand like even if you going back and forth, like you my family, my nigga. But we gonna get to the bottom of this shit. You feel me?
Sometimes you gotta put your cousin up against the wall. You know, y'all might gotta
Rough 'em
slap
up a little
both a few
bit.
times.
You know, but then they don't want to act like family. You feel me? It's like, I mean, oh, I can't even say that. You could be acting like family because there's some family members that avoid conflict. You know, but there's some family members that don't accept that shit because
Right.
that family member feeling like you playing in their fucking face. It's like, because what's gonna happen when I see y'all? We gonna talk about it because ain't gonna be no
Right.
problem unless it's smoke. We gonna talk about it. So we might as well just talk about it now. We might as well get it out the way. If we want to rap about it, let's rap about it. Shout out to Fab. You feel me? You know?
Yeah, so to wrap this up, I guess on Steez, I guess I wanted to know, how do you feel when people spend more time like discussing conspiracy theories surrounding him and his unfortunate passing? Like, does that bother you?
It does, but then at the same time, I can understand with the lack of answers that people have getting. You know, all you can do is theorize and, you know, make up conspiracy theories and think about like what you believe. Like I see people out there like, yo, you know, I can just see by the way, like I had a video like an interview talking about the situation. It's like, yo, I can just see that he's trying to hide something. I'm like, bro, I'm just talking about my experience. I don't know shit, you know? And I feel like that's why a lot of people be on Joey ass too, because like people from that era, it's like, yo, where's King Capital? It's like, where's Joey's, you know, Joey's supposed to, you know, do the pro everything and put out STEEZ's last album. Why is Joey beefing with STEEZ's family? Like, you know, so a lot of that gets shut down and niggas don't want to talk about it, so it just don't get mentioned. You know, so I don't know, man. Yeah, it's wait, what's your original question? Because that just
Like, do you feel any type of way about the conspiracy theories about, like, you know,
yeah,
how
got
he
me thinking about
passed,
conspiracy theories now.
who was involved and all of that? Like,
Yeah, it bothers me. Yeah, it makes me think a lot in like negative ways because it's like what happened, bro? Like, you know, and it's like your little homie. Like I remember, you know, our conversations, and it's like I don't think he would feel that way, but then like at the same time, like some of the things he told me is like, yeah, he was kind of disconnected from this life. You know, he was just like, you know, he told me about astral projection, so it was like he was out of body a lot of the times. So you know, I look at it like, yeah, you know, I can't say that he was the most happy on earth, but then it's like, why is everybody around him so weird about it, so secretive about it, and can't really speak about it? And then like even Joey, like you give me fake energy about that situation, and it's like it feeds the conspiracy theories. It's like, all right, like let's talk about it. Let's talk. I feel like me and him talking about it would care a lot of shit, but damn,
yeah, I think y'all have a lot of stuff to talk about.
you know, so the Hollywood shit corny, and you too, JID, that Elitist shit, JID with the Elitist shit. No, because you my family too, bro. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know. You know, like at one point I remember that Chicken came out. My track that Fab ended up remixing. I remember this SoundCloud era. So you know they had songs that come up that are related with your song after it plays. And JID has a song called Underwear. So I'm like, who the fuck is JID? Okay, that shit hard. So you know I follow him on Twitter like, yo, bro, I like your song Underwear. You plan on doing a remix to that shit? He's like, oh, I was planning on it, but he was like, yeah, you know, it's some other shit. So we was like in talks. We did a show at South by Southwest together. Like there's tweets out there online, like us like joking on the timeline. I remember giving him props when he signed to Dreamville. One day I'm unfollowed. Okay, didn't even really realize what happened. You know, so over the years, kept hearing new shit from him. I'm like, okay, JID, but I don't even know. That's weird. So I had one of my homegirls tell me she was playing music around him one time, and my music, and his face was screwed up or something like that. You know, I didn't take her word for it for real, but I'm just like, that sounds weird because he followed me, but then he's around hearing my music and his face screwed up. Okay, I don't know what that's about. All right.
Like, did anything happen between y'all?
No, I don't know him like that for us to like we online. We were strictly online. I never had a verbal conversation with JID. You know, so we were just kind of online back and forth. Hey, you know, much love, congrats, Dreamville. Yo, that shit is hard. Let's do this collabo. We got the show. It was like that. It was cool. I don't know. Maybe I said something about J. Cole or somebody. Like I'm very like I get wrong too. I'll say fucking yo that KOD when it first came out. I was lit driving with my homeboy. Yo, what the fuck is this, J. Cole? I kind of think it was that. And this is before I even knew he signed to J. Cole. So like it came out. And I'm like, oh, and then I was like, okay, you know, and I feel like maybe he was mad over that. Even if it was over that, that's pussy. But for some reason, the nigga was on some shit like he wasn't rocking with me. So, all right, another nigga that's another nigga that's in the public trying to play weird with me. Okay, so let's play. So I started calling that nigga Daylyt Kendrick. So I started calling Daylyt Kendrick on the timeline, right? And he quickly hopped in my DMs. Yo, like, well, first of all, he followed me again after I said Daylyt Kendrick. And then I'm like, what? Okay, hello? So he got he got upset. And then he tried to slide in my DMs, but I feel like he followed me. And when he followed me, like I feel like I blocked him immediately or some shit. Like now you want to like respond like on some like. So yeah, I feel like first time he tried that, I wasn't very responsive to it. But I seen that he wanted to like get smoky about it, so I started rapping about it, you know. And then like I said it in a song. I was like, there's a bunch of fake Drakes and Daylyt Kendricks in the game or some shit like that. So I started rapping about it, so it became like a little theme of mine. So he came to me on Twitter one day. He was like, yo, so what's your issue? He's asking me what's my issue now.
The audacity.
So I'm like, yo, he's like, yeah, you know, anytime my name comes up as something like you got an issue, I'm just like, bro, shut the fuck up, get offline. I'm like, get offline with it. Like, come on, like, on the mic, I'm not tweeting you no more, bro. Like, he kind of positioned it like, yo, you have 2 seconds. He said you got 2 answers to answer me what your problem is. Go. Or some shit like that. Like, and more this son you elitist activity. So I said, little nigga, get in the fucking booth and don't tweet me again if you rap. Like, you feel me? That's my last tweet. You ain't gotta fucking give me tweet times, nigga. You feel me? He wrote a big paragraph and was like, I'll never rap against you. He was like, I'll never rap against you. You ass. He was like, you just mad because we're the same age and I made it. More this elitist talk. Yes, nigga.
I wonder if he feels that same way today.
That was just a year ago, and he's been complaining his ass off. And Sana's getting his, you feel me? It's nice. It's nice.
His own situation isn't too good, you know.
Yeah, you know that's the thing. It's like, hey, we all in the same situation. Don't try to play niggas, especially if niggas are skillful. Especially if niggas, if you in the past had some type of love, some type of respect for someone's music, you follow niggas. How could you sit there and be like they ass?
Yeah,
it's like it's contradictory. Like we have proof of you showing love. You have proof of you on the same stages. We have proof of you saying I inspired you. So what's that? And if it's a real problem, let's get to it. You know, don't be on some, I'm gonna ignore this nigga because he's nobody. No, nigga. We in the same spaces, the same fucking fans. It's like, come on, bro. That's it.
Right. Yeah. Let's talk about the you getting signed and stuff now, right? Warner. When you first signed to Warner, what did you think success was going to look like for you? Like, did you have an idea or you was just going with the flow?
Warner was kind of surprised. And it was kind of like through connection because at that point, like I was on my come up doing shows and this guy Plain Pat, who was like really instrumental in like Kid Cudi's and Kanye West's careers. You know, he was pulling up on me, you know, me wide-eyed, 17 years old, young as fuck. Oh shit, Plain Pat trying to pull up on the show? Okay, boom. You know, so Plain Pat was working with me first. And I had my band too. So we did things like that. And Dante Ross, who signed Busta Rhymes, ODB, he was like third base. He was like, he is still a legendary A&R and producer. He was in the studio with me and Plain Pat. And Emil Haney, who was also a Kid Cudi producer, he does more pop, like for Lauderdale Ray and shit nowadays. But you know, they were all in the studio, and Dante Ross, he was signing acts to Warner, and he heard my music, and he's like, oh yeah, he pitched us all a deal. So like we did like a production deal. It was like Plain Pat was in on it. So that's kind of how, you know, I got started within the label system. I looked at it like, okay, I got a little production team with me. Everybody around me wasn't totally with it. They wasn't totally like, okay, like let's go. At that time especially, I looked at it like, you know, getting a deal was one of the goals. Like, okay, well, you know, niggas got a record deal. Yo, I just got a record deal. And like, especially like when I announced it, Dante didn't even want to announce it. Like he probably had more of a grasp or understanding of how the game was working, like the publicity of like saying that you got signed and how it could work against you and not with you sometimes. So he didn't even want me to like announce it. But I looked at it like it's a new opportunity. Like, yo, you know, I'm getting in the game. I'll be able to create my first album, get more promotion. Some of those things happened. I was able to create a Push It Down event. It was like a mixtape, but it was a 6-day album. You know, me, Plain Pat. Yeah, so we got to get more promotion. Like I had my little YouTube banner and things like that. They had me doing like South by Southwest, a few endorsement deals through them. You know, so like it was moving. But then at a point, things got cut off because Warner Music did Warner Brothers Records did a merger with Atlantic, and Warner all the urban acts ended up on Atlantic Records that were on Warner Brothers Records. So like I was in a situation and it was running smooth, but that kind of put things on a halt. On top of me, like my management situation was fucked up. Like I had a manager, Chris Lighty, rest in peace, Chris Lighty. Before he passed, he was the manager of 50 Cent, LL Cool J, Missy Elliott. So Dante Rose had introduced me to him. So my management situation was messed up because I had like a local management and so did Phony people. Like we had like conflict of interest with management. So Chris Lighty was supposed to come in and like get that together because he had Tribe Called Quest and things like that. He was on some shit like, yo, I'm gonna help you guys make your situation more like a Wu-Tang, you know, just a collective situation that's more, you know, business attractive. You know, so he came in and he was gonna bring us in and make us brandable. And he passed away. He committed suicide like around the same time that the merger was happening. So like I experienced you know, getting thrown off Warner Brothers to Atlantic Records, my manager passing. So it was just like a real, you know, messy situation because now I'm on Atlantic Records, no manager, new A&R. I wasn't even with Dante anymore, like the person who signed me. So it was just like, yeah, it was confusing. Made a lot of good music at that point, but like it just couldn't get heard because I didn't have seamless a pipeline to the label. Like I couldn't get information to them like that.
Yeah. I don't know if I was gonna say anything, but Chris Lighty, that's my family.
Really?
Same last name.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's my family.
Wow.
But yeah, so yeah, it's funny how things, you know, come full circle a little bit for you to have, you know, that connection with him, and eventually, you know, we connected with each other. But yeah, it's my blood family.
That's crazy. He was great. He was amazing. Taught me so much. Introduced me to Busta Rhymes, crazy ass. I remember when Busta Rhymes he was premiering. Well, he was coming to play Lighty at the Daylyt office. Coming to play Lighty some what was it? I want to thank you. He had like a remix for him and Q-Tip. But he came to play that for him, and like I'm coming to have a meeting, but Busta like jumped in front of me. He was like, hold on, like I gotta play this. Oh my god,
that's crazy. So it seems like, you know, you had a situation that seemed promising, but unfortunately, some things transpired. Chris passing away, unfortunately. And I saw you were mentioning earlier how you had your YouTube. You were using that to get yourself off the ground essentially, but you were already using like YouTube to get yourself out there. I think I saw somewhere where you said your YouTube monetization was tied up.
So with that deal, in that deal, with the perceived, oh, I'm about to do something big, and now like my YouTube got like banners on it. I gave these niggas my fucking YouTube passwords and shit like that. And I was a YouTube partner originally, but when working with the label, they're like, all right, you gotta come off that program, get on our program, like So I was in the Atlantic system, so with Trey Songs and things like that, So within that whole system, those were my partners, like Atlantic, and then they were promoting other artists from Atlantic through me too, which is. But when I left, they kept promoting shit through my page, and it was taking all my monetization. But I look at it like this as well. Like they helped me produce like at least 3 videos there, and they probably just trying to get their bread back on some like, all right, we produce this and we need this. But at the same time, it's like y'all taking bread from videos that I made from scratch that I, that chicken.
That you had no dealing with.
Yeah, I had nothing to do with. Matter of fact, some people they're trying to get me to take shit down. Like I remember one time I put Atlantic Records on one of my fucking covers, and Dante called me. He was like, "Oh yeah, like why'd you put that on there?" Like, it was like, I'm like, I thought I was on Atlantic now. Like, it was a process. Oh, what the fuck? Like I
just told me nothing.
It was weird. So,
what did it feel like? Getting your ownership back, your YouTube channel.
Beautiful.
You recently got it back, right?
Yeah, like a few months ago.
How long did they have it?
Like, I don't even want to count the years because I'm gonna get upset.
don't then.
I'll get upset. But yeah, a few years, probably over 5 years, let's just say. But yeah, at the same time, I'm still getting my streaming bread, like from the songs and things like that. And the songs still got millions of plays. So, but just on the other side, I could have just been getting that YouTube revenue, helping me push my career forward because I fund myself.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because you were young back then, so you probably really didn't, know better.
I hit my lawyer up about it too, and then I wouldn't even get no response from him like that. I guess he would reach out and get no response. Like,
do you think there's something that independent artists should understand before signing their first deal? And do you even recommend? Do you recommend signing to a label still?
In this age, not right now. Not right now. With the way shit is going, it's like so many label heads and people on labels are getting laid off. You could probably build your own Avengers of niggas that got that lost their jobs. You feel me? Head of A&R. You feel me? Like managers and digital marketers. Like we got teams of our people that could do shit like that. But it's just about budgets and I take a brand deal before I take a label deal.
Smart.
You feel me? Like I had a Puma deal. I dealt with Puma, and I was a brand ambassador for Puma on the East Coast.
Did you do like a jingle or something for Domino's?
I did 2 jingles for Domino's.
How was that? What was that like?
Lucrative. No, but it was beautiful. They called me in after one of my homies, he does this. Like he does well, I do it now too. But back then I was on my like straight rapping, singing shit. And one of my homies was like, yeah, have you ever did like any licensing shit? Like my boy Eli. And he wanted me to do something with his companies. It's like third-party companies, like middleman type companies, like dudes. They put together records for a commercial, then they pitch it to the commercial. So we were trying to pitch up Samsung, and it was a Christmas jingle, and I wrote like a new Christmas, like a remix of a Christmas jingle. I forget what it was. Oh, well, it was I made my own Christmas song. Where's that shit? I need to put that out. It was like called like a whole lot of you. It was like a very like a BW Mistletoe Christmas song. So from that, it didn't get chosen. They ended up picking like a Missy Elliott song to go with that Samsung campaign. But from there, they ended up calling me for more shit. So for Domino's, ended up landing too. Yeah, so Domino's, they called me in.
I don't think many rappers, have like jingles like that. I know Pusha T did the McDonald's one, I believe. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah, I've been doing more. Everything don't land, but it's my thing now. Like it's a dope thing. Like something that I would get into. Yeah, Jamie Foxx for sure.
Yeah. You've worked with some respected artists. I guess people could say you worked with Lennox, right? Kehlani, who's having a phenomenal year. Fab. And they've like built incredible catalogs for themselves, and you've earned respect from them. Even some of the best lyricists in hip hop. Why do you think your career has unfolded differently than some of your peers?
I have the moment of the label changing the channel on me per se. Like I look at it like, okay, people may have not been tuned into the signal, so I'm looking at it like I'm not lost, or people just kind of maybe lost like track of me. I'm kind of just getting back into it. I'm kind of like just repositioning myself, because even with regaining my YouTube, that's positioning myself correctly. So in the future, if I'm putting things out, I'm correctly compensated. Owning my masters, it was a trial and error situation that I ultimately feel like helped me. It helped me learn to be a better artist, a better businessman. So I feel like, it's just a trial and error situation you have to go through, and some people can let that shit just kill them and kill their spirit and kill their career. And I'm just helping it keep me.
Going back to that resilience from earlier.
Right.
Keep going. Let's bring this, to current day. Let's bring it to current day. Let's talk about the current state of hip hop, quote unquote. And then we can get into this phenomenal project that you're working on. I feel like every few years, especially recently, there's this narrative that hip hop is dying. But I feel like it's people only say that for the mainstream aspect. But from Dyme's perspective, is hip hop actually struggling, or are people just looking in the wrong places?
Hmm. Yeah, it might be people looking into the wrong places, and at a bigger point than it sounds, because it's like looking to the wrong places goes back into like influence, and I feel like when a culture is influenced and like a generation is brought up a certain way, we see it. You know, the last generation probably didn't have like the most lyricists. You know, probably wasn't brought up on the complex concepts that we saw in the 90s and 2000s. Like, you know, creativity probably wasn't as potent. So, you know, the influence and things that the way people teach our generations, like it, you know, it kind of shows us what it's gonna. It's like how can I put it? It's advancements in generation two. It's like I just come from an era where you know just the mean, like music had to mean a little more. You know, and yeah, it's all about influence. And I feel like we were influenced by a generation that was just richer in content and experience. And then you got this generation that's kind of like just very digital and inside and pussy. You know, so,
That's crazy.
so
But I feel you though. I feel you. Speaking of the generation, is there anybody that's like inspiring you creatively right now? I don't know whether it's hip hop or another genre. Like whose work have you had in rotation?
I'm very focused on like what I got going on, honestly.
I'm mad at you.
Yeah, like I got errors myself. You know, I could be
Yeah.
studying fucking Phony people days. I could be studying bow tie Dyme. I could be studying trap rap Dyme. You know, refining WD Volume 1 Dyme. You know, this WD11 era, this programming era. You know, and that's what I'm really on because like I'm working on like the book and like a digital booklet of like for the album because all songs kind of just dig deeper into like strong topics. So I'm listening to myself, honestly.
I am mad. So before we get into the album, I just have one last question because I have to ask you why would I have a lyricist in front of my face and not ask you a lyricism question? So like there's been a lot of conversation lately about lyricism, what it means, who represents it, and what qualities matter the most, right? And I personally think like storytelling, flow, delivery, songwriting, and wordplay all matters. But everybody defines it differently. We all know the one person who feels like he's the final boss of what lyricism is currently, who's trending. But like I said, you're someone who I consider one of like the strongest lyricists in hip hop. So how does Dyme personally define lyricism?
Lyricism to construct a verse that rhymes, that conveys a message, that shows skill within simile, within metaphor, within storytelling. Because like there could be different categories of what a good verse is, like or what a lyrical verse is. I feel like just conveying a message in a compact way that's understandable to a listener. Because like every listener can't do a certain type of listener. Because everybody can't listen to a lyrical rap and understand it. Because like you're using all different type of devices sometimes that could just throw people off. If the experienced person or like trained ear could be like, oh wow, or like I don't even box win like that because we hear lyrical verses all the time. Or like I know this happens to me. I'll hear a verse like 5 years, like even like a Lupe verse. He'll say something and I'll be like, damn, 5 years later, oh, shit meant that. So it's not like we're all just supposed to. I feel like a lyricist is a person that can convey a message, have those type of literary devices in there, but still have prizes and pieces of a story that can like live with you or that can help you change your way of thinking. Because there's so many people that can rap, but it's like you ain't no lyricist though. Like you're not using them devices the way they should be used. Like you're not running seamlessly through them devices. Like it's like the way you play with the words. And another thing that people kind of leave out, a lot of people leave out flow, right? They
So
leave out flow,
important.
but
It's top of my list.
flow is so important. But making your words sound good together.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of my like cheat codes is like one of my boys Watsy. He was just like, yo, just make that shit sound gorgeous. Just make it sound gorgeous. Like even if you're saying the most fucked up shit, make that shit sound the alliteration. Make that shit sound like beautiful together. Like something. Make it that somebody wants to say. Like something that's so seamlessly. Like and that's something that a lyricist does. Someone that makes you want to say the lyrics, even if you don't even know what the fuck it means. It just feels good to just say those words, get those lyrics out, and just the word flow. So flow, the way the words sound together is very important for lyricism to me. But all those things make the lyricism.
So is there a difference between being a great rapper and being a great songwriter?
Yeah. There could be wide differences. Rappers like a rapper could just be a nigga that don't write his raps and just gets off his brand, swag. He's just an entertainer and he's bringing you into his world. A songwriter, you got all types of songwriters. You got songwriters that are, producers get credited as songwriters. Or some shit like you wrote that song because you composed that beat, and if I was to write it out in music form, I did write that song. So songwriting gets wide. Rapper is kind of like it's more limited.
I respect that answer. People are going to think about a certain someone, but we're not going to get into that. Also, I want to talk about New York right now and its scene because I think a week or two ago there was talk about the New York Knicks and them winning the championship, and someone mentioned how the last time the Knicks won was when hip hop had just been birthed, And I commented and said, New York, like this is the perfect time to get the region back moving. And you responded, you said something to the extent like New York or the new voices of New York are trying to make it happen. But they can't really prosper if new media isn't standing behind them or covering the topics or what it is that they have going on. And you low-key checked me, but I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad because you are
Monie.
100% right. You are 100% right because far too often, we talk about what New York can do and can't do. And again, I'm from Paterson, New Jersey, literally 15 minutes from New York City. So
Right
it's
there.
like we also have to play our part. And you checking me made me realize, Monie, yes, you need to play your part. So I'm here to play my part right now. But I also want to know your opinion. Like, why do you think New York doesn't dominate the hip hop conversation like the way that they once did?
Well, I think one part of it is just the split of what was popular in New York. I feel like we're very much we're a clout city. Like we're definitely a clout city. Like especially now, the past 5-10 years, clout for sure. So it's like and we're just big business. That's the thing, And I get it. So it's like we ride waves. It's like when the drill wave was the wave, that was that. So you wasn't getting no drill ciphers. There wasn't no lyrical drill niggas like that could sit there and like. I'm not saying drill isn't lyrical because you got lyrical rappers in drill, but it wasn't the format put to be MCs of Hove caliber, Nas caliber. Like we wasn't getting another one of those out of the drill guys that was out. Another problem is like just our pride. You got niggas that stay in their position until they're 80. Because they got that New York pride. Like, yeah, nigga, I've been doing this shit since from Master Flex at the stations for years and years and years and years. You got Hove about to pop back out. He could about he's 60, and it's like it's not wrong with it. Like New York niggas is fresh and be forever young and be New York. So I get it, but that comes with niggas being in the throne until their predecessors are 50. So it's like people come up after them on some shit like So I feel like that's a lot of people don't want to get up off the throne. A lot of people don't want to get cosigns. That's why like Fabolous doing that for me years ago. That was even a fire opportunity. That got me a lot of attention and put eyes on me, and not just simple gesture. Like he wrote like a whole paragraph about Crown Friday. It was like, yo, if you're looking for a rapper that got storytelling, he broke my style down and was telling his fans, listen to me, and they listened. So I see you guys like the new media, these new voices that are out here making noise, and I understand y'all got a job too. Like I get it. Like y'all on YouTube, y'all gotta make y'all coin. Y'all gotta make videos that people gonna fucking care about, and I get it. But it's like at the same time, the new shit gotta be fitting there somehow. Like I'm going to do. I know you had a little not a scuffle with your other cousin Jarv. I'm going to fucking rap tomorrow. And I'm gonna talk to them. So
we hashed it out a little bit. We hashed it out. Jarv, we hashed it out.
So that's beautiful.
But yeah, he tried me. I had to get him in line for a second.
Yeah, and I look at that like, we all a big ass community. I heard Read My Soul just called me out to do an interview too. So like, I pull up, I'll talk, and I'm quiet. I'm more of like the observe, get my ideas together to present something creatively because I'm not much of the get on live and talk because I want to make music the forefront. But we can talk about it with my cousins that do this, So, I'm really just outside, just making it known that New York is here.
Right. And one last thing, because you mentioned like the elder statesmen, they don't really want to get out the way. Not that they need to get out the way, but that aspect, and then the radio aspect. Ebro, he was recently let go from Hot 97, and a lot of people came out and was like that he helped stifle a new generation of New York rappers blossoming and taking the next step, where he only wanted to stick with the Jay-Z's, the Nas's, the shit that he was familiar with, what everyone else was familiar with. Do you agree with that notion that he kind of like shitted on the newer guys in New York that were coming up, which kind of hindered the region?
Oh yeah, you know what? I was about to shoot him some bail, but I just remember Stro was getting it up there. Do you remember that video? Oh no, I can never forgive Ebro for that. Hell no, Ebro. That's my little man's too. That's another, early in my career, I remember he came to a Phony People rehearsal. It showed me that he had my mixtape on his little iPod Nano. I'm like, oh shit, he was young. This like when he was about to do the America's Got Talent. So that's my man. I seen him grow up. So to see him, Ebro shitting on him like that, it's like nah. So yeah, I agree. Like he was shitting on New York talent for sure. And but even Philly talent, Uzi.
Yeah, they had a big thing.
But interestingly enough, he had me on Beats One Radio though. He played I had a song called Open Late. He put that on. He premiered that on Apple. He premiered that Chicken with Fabolous on Apple. So like he's done stuff in New York, but not on the New York radio station, which is interesting. But I was more heard about Peter Rosenberg because Peter Rosenberg really went in, regardless of how anybody feel about him. He went in for New York artists on the radio. Like you can get a slot on. We can make a song tonight and send that shit back then to Peter Rosenberg, and we would be on the radio at 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock or something like that. He looked out for us. So no problems. And I did his tape, I did one of his mixtapes he put out. So Peter Rosenberg, I was kind of upset about, like, damn, like he was really repping for the underground. So shout out to Peter Rosenberg. I can't tell you much about Ebro, but shout out to him for putting me on Apple. But yeah, I can't forgive that Stro shit because that's my man. Shout out to Stro.
Yeah. Now let's get to the most important part of this conversation, this new project. Your new project. What can you tell us about it? And I believe I saw like you're using the WB era as the creative framework.
Yeah. So if people don't know, the WB WB11 in my hood. That's what. Now I'm sure everybody had different like local channels back then, but my local, TV channel at 10 or 11 was WB11, and it had like this frog mascot that would host the TV shows. The TV shows, it was like a TV block like around like 8 o'clock that would produce a lot of black sitcoms, a lot of family dramas and comedies and things like that. And I grew up on it. It was like one of my obsessions. Even like Saturday mornings, I would watch Kids WB. So that was my channel. And a lot of life concepts came from those channels. Like I said, like Wayans Brothers, that told me like what brotherhood was like. Parenthood, that showed me like a full household. Mother, father, and kids. Like that gave me ideas of like what these things were like. So I kind of use this as like a language to speak within this album. And I kind of look at the parallel between how I was on Warner Brothers Records and I went to Atlantic because of the merger, and ultimately got the channel changed on me in that situation. Well, the WB back in the day was it did a merger with the UPN and became the CW back then. And a lot of the black shows, a lot of the Wayans Brothers, all those guys got put to the side, got canceled, and they moved forward with this new regime. So I'm using that language, kind of like my experience on WB is kind of like WB's experience on TV. So with that being said, I kind of used shows and the show titles from that channel block to help tell the story and push the story forward of the album.
So because like when people first look at it, they're gonna automatically like see nostalgia, right? But thinking about your story, you first being signed, you talk about the bow tie Dyme. Are you the frog essentially telling your story?
Yeah, that's how I looked at it. The frog. I remember Dave Chappelle had the joke about that frog being mad racist, like on some menstrual show shit, like I like chicken. So it's kind of like I fell into that category unknowingly, just being a little church kid that enjoyed wearing my suits and being a performer and not understanding the true meanings of what it meant to be an entertainer, or not knowing the history of a minstrel show and things like that. Just kind of jumping into it and kind of being like, hey, I'm gonna be a star. But later on in life, being like, yo, I was the frog. And
you was dancing and you didn't even know you were dancing.
Right, I was tap dancing for the man and I didn't even realize it. And I look at it like, nah, that shit dead. Like I'm killing that frog. I'm bringing the show back. I'm bringing that whole channel back, but I'm killing the frog. Like that energy is dead. And we rewriting these stories, we re-airing these programs through my lens, but they're just gonna mean more because we're getting down to like the real aspects of these records, the true meanings behind what Parenthood is and what Wayans Brothers is and what else we got on there? Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is about sex addiction. You feel me?
Okay.
Jamie Foxx had a song called 3 Letter Word. I grew up listening to. I got it on the Christmas from his Unpredictable album, and it was talk about his sex addiction and that kind of mirrors certain things in my life. Like so I use these shows to speak. It's not a gimmick. It's fun, it's nostalgic, but we get real. These are just the device to get them off. It's kind of like the platform I'm using to express truthfully.
Yeah, I love this concept, and I'm definitely looking forward to adding it to my most important song series on YouTube, which I'm trying to break away from doing like the standard album review. Like everybody does that, so I do of course want to break down the album, but I want to point out which song that I feel like is the most important and basically explains what the whole story is essentially. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing that. But when is the album gonna come out? Like, do you have a date ready?
I have a date. I don't know if I want to announce it yet. When it's coming out?
If you're not ready, don't announce it.
Okay. Yeah, I got one more mix to go. I got one more feature coming in.
So you're basically still in the process. So since you're still in the process, one question I do need to ask you, because it stood out to me about this rollout, is your use of AI in some of the visuals. Now AI is pretty controversial, and I can't lie to you, Dyme. When you were sending me some of the stuff in my DM, I thought your page was hacked. I can't lie to you, bro. That's why, if you notice, sometimes I didn't respond. Is because I'm like, is Dyme's page fucking hacked? What the fuck is this WB? Is this the WB from Channel 11? Like, at first I didn't understand what was going on, and then too, I was like looking at it in passing, so I didn't really get to sit and see exactly what it is that you were sending me. But again, AI is very like polarizing topic currently in people's creative space. What made you decide like it was the right tool to use for this project?
Well, first of all, I see the pushback against AI. I see like the negative connotation that comes with it, the negative energy that comes with it. I look at it like it's not going nowhere, but I'm not gonna be the dick riding AI nigga like pro AI, bro. Because it's not like I use it for everything. I'm not writing songs with AI. I'm not fucking making songs with AI. None of that shit. It's more about, okay, how can I get this idea out, this imagery idea out? And my thing was, I wanted to put myself into these TV shows somehow, and that was really just my idea. Like, how can I do this digitally? And that's really like the tool that I've been using. I try to stay away from it looking too much like some AI shit, because I see that there's a fucking pandemic of AI flyers that just look too quick, it's like, dog, you don't see that this nigga shit look just like your shit, bro. It's like, ChatGPT just did the same exact thing for homie. Like, why are you doing that?
Right.
So
you
I look at it like,
see that all over YouTube where people's thumbnails look exactly the same, and I'm like, are y'all using the same prompt?
Right, you feel me? And then you see it because it's like, yo, but I just used some shit and they just gave me something that looked like that. So like, what I do is like, yeah, I don't want to look too much like that. I'll challenge the AI, like, nah, my nigga, like, you see what's going on out these YouTube streets? You can't have me look like this, you know. But
and I'm
like,
gonna be real, I'm not a fan of AI personally, but from what I have seen you display, it is tasteful and it does look good. So I can give you your tens on that aspect. But I'm still kind of iffy.
Nah, I get it. And a lot of people are like that. I get you, and I understand because it's like, and there's so much behind it. Like they talk about like the water supply and like how much that takes. But like Google searches do the same shit too. But I don't even want to get to that. It's like, damn, like the internet, just period. Fucking AI been around for a minute and it's been eating up water. It's been doing that shit. And it's like, I don't want to be on a pro AI shit because it's like, all right, I'm just using the tool because niggas don't got the $1 million budgets to make no $1 million videos right now. That's really what it is, honestly.
Yeah, I figured that's what it was.
You know, if I could get a CGI nigga that was fire shit and we could do that shit today. But the thing about it is, he might be using AI in this age, you know? Or he might be using it and he might not tell you he's using it because there's people out there like that. They'll be using the tool, but since they know that there's so much negativity behind it, they'll be like, oh yeah, you know, graphics. I'm a graphic designer. Not telling you that this is half AI, half graphic. You know, rather not tell you because you might, you know?
And I like that you're being upfront and honest about it because some people would hide it.
Yeah, like when we talking about that man says ain't thicker. He know that's AI, but but the thing about him, I heard he has other music that's popping too. But this is his big hit. They talk about some of the songs of the summer. That's clearly AI. Because I've heard AI songs. I hear the texture of the voice. It's like AI, I know. But then you lying about it. It's like, but I guess these days just to talk, to chatter, like somebody talk about whether it's real or not. He's denying it. People saying no, it's real. It's talk, and I guess it's all driving. You know, we're in a different era here, and I feel like we're all gaining a better understanding of it nowadays. Like everybody that's in the community. So you know.
Definitely. And one last thing, I guess we can close out here. And again, I know you say you don't want to put have the date out, but when it's ready, definitely tell me. But my final thing, because I thought this was gonna be like 40 minutes. We done knocked on 2 hours almost.
Hour and 40.
You know, good conversation. Though, that's what happens, right? But one final question, I guess, to close out is looking at all of the versions of yourself that you mentioned earlier. You know, the church kid, the bow tie, the group member, the major label artist at one point, and now the independent Dyme. Which version of a Dyme-A-Duzin do you think was closest to the real you?
This one.
Because sometimes I feel like I ask that because sometimes you can start off initially like in the beginning. That's the real you, even though you're clueless. You don't really know what's going on, and then it can change you into being who you are today. And sometimes you would think to yourself, like, I went through that situation and it made me who I am today. If I didn't go through this, I might not be who I am today. So that's why I wanted to ask that question. Like, do you feel as though Dyme right now, with all the things that you've seen and all the things that you've gone through, can you proudly say this is Dyme?
Oh yeah, and like Dyme, and it's getting to the point where that's kind of just where I want to be, how I want to be addressed a little bit. Like I was going over in my mind like DYME, or like you know how Nori used Nori, I might use DYME. Did you miss everything? Did you miss everything? Like this, if you miss everything, fuck it, nigga. Oh, you can go back because it's me. Like I'm here, you know. And I don't know if that's gonna be an immediate thing. I'm putting that out there. This first time I ever put that out because that's something that's been going on in my mind. Because Dyme-A-Duzin, I feel like I'm outgrowing that. Like it's almost been 20 years, you know. And Dyme, and people call me Dyme anyway, or Dimes.
I do. I call you Dyme. I would say the full name. I call you Dyme.
Right? Yeah, it'll be weird if you like Dyme-A-Duzin. Like, so Dyme.
But that's a part of the process of growing. You know, maybe you aren't no longer the full Dyme-A-Duzin. That Dyme-A-Duzin is still there, but now you've grown, you've experienced a lot more shit. You know right from wrong about the mistakes that you should and you shouldn't make. So now today, the person that you see before you, the person that's working on this new project, is Dyme. So I think that's amazing.
Yes. Yo, appreciate you, yo. This was fire.
Yeah, this was amazing. I appreciate you coming on again. You know, we had some discrepancy of when we were going to be able to do this, but I feel like I knew a little bit about you, but I feel like I know a lot more about Dyme now. I understand why the things that you do share. I feel like I understand why you share it and why you're so passionate about certain shit and why you won't let certain shit go until it's rectified. I understand now. And I hope the cousins who's going to see this back, they understand who Dyme is and they go out and support this new project whenever it is that you say that is available. Again, like I said, I'm going to do my part. You did check me. But it was with love. So I get it. I'm going to do my part for sure to show up. Because this is the new media. We have to take the reins to this shit. We can't allow this shit to be controlled by people who don't care for it. They just want to make money off of it. So again, thank you for doing this with me.
Thank you.
Yeah, I will be. I'm gonna be here with bells on, waiting to see what drop next.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
Also, tell them where they can find you. Tell them where they can find you.
Oh yeah, I got a brand new IG. That's a whole other aspect of this new rollout. I got rid of the old page with all the bad mind energy on it. I got a brand new Instagram page. It's called Book of Dyme. That's BOOKADYME. Very simple. Book of Dyme, not DYMEZ. Book of Dyme. But also, I have my website, DymeNYC.com. It's DymeNYC.com. And you can find all my other socials from there. But yeah, on Twitter, I'm Dyme-A-Duzin, Dyme-A-Duzin. But yeah, you might as well go to my site. Book of Dime is where a lot of the album rollout is coming first. That's like my control room. So a lot of the new episodes and things like that. I got a whole track list that's unrevealed right now, and it's kind of like coming loose every week. So stay in tune with the the track list and see what's unlocked next. I appreciate you, cousin. Appreciate the cousins. All y'all, appreciate y'all. I'll be in the Discord just watching sometime. I'll be watching your videos all the time. So yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you having me.
Love.
Thank you.
Thank you.